Hi everyone, I'm Kelsey. Welcome back to my channel, Connecting with Spirit. So in today's video, I am going to be doing an energy reading for the month of May 2025 to just see what it is that we need to know, what it is we need to be aware of in relation to this energy for May. So first things first that I've done is I've had a look at prominent or the main astrological events that are coming up in May. So there are a lot more than I'm going to be bringing your attention to here, but these are the ones that jumped out at me when I was asking Spirit, which ones do I need to highlight in the video. These were the ones that came to the fore. So yeah, we'll start off with them. The other thing to say is May is a 5 month, and 5 for me in numerology is usually all about change. So that's that's the first message. The first thing to bear in mind about May and the energy of May is it's around change. So the first astrological event to note is Pluto is going into retrograde in Aquarius, and that is on the 4th of May, and it won't come out of retrograde until October, I think it is. And Pluto is all about transformation and death and rebirth. So for such a small planet, or it's not even classified as a planet now, it certainly packs a huge punch. So I pulled a card off camera for each of these astrological events, just to kind of give us an idea of what they mean energetically, what the energy is that they're going to bring. And the card decks card deck, the only one I use is this one. It is the Sacred Rebels Oracle by Alana Fairchild. So for Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, I got this card. You can see it, it's card number 37, and it's focus on the light. So for this, I felt because like I was saying, Pluto is very much about transformation and death and rebirth, but in retrograde it almost feels like if you've been going through a really intense death and rebirth phase, a really intense transformational phase, it feels like the retrograde is going to give you a little bit of respite, a little bit of a reprieve from that immense transformational energy. You might just be able to catch your breath. That's not to say that you won't be transforming during that time. It's just to say that it's like you might notice that it's kind of died down a little bit. It's not as intense. You kind of can catch your breath after the immense transformation and death and rebirth that you have been going through. So it's a little bit of a reprieve, and there's loads of beautiful light in this card. So I feel like if you have been going through a really, really tough time, so this is sort of like dark night of the soul sort of stuff. If you have been transforming, doing the healing work, if you have also been maybe waking up to truths of yourself, of the world, of people around you, and it's just been really tough because you've had to reevaluate a good bit of stuff, like it's shaking you to your core. It feels like during this retrograde you'll be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. In relation to this journey that you're on, in relation to this transformation that you're on, because previously you mightn't have been able to see it, just got so tough, it got so dark. So that is a lovely message. You'll be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel in relation to whatever it is transformation wise that you've got going on right now. Also hearing if you can't see the light as well, because sometimes because you're in such a dark space, you mightn't be able to see it, to ask your healing team of light to show you it, to send you signs, to whatever they have to do, send you music, send you animal messages, whatever kind of thing you think you will notice, to ask them to send you that in order to reassure you, in order to help you to see the lights at the end of the tunnel in relation to your situation personally. Okay, So the second thing astrologically that I wanted to mention was the full moon in Scorpio. So this is a micro moon, which again means that it's going to be further away from the planet than it usually is, and it's also known as the flower moon. So this is on the 12th of May. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I have pulled one card, so around one energetic theme in relation to this full moon. But if you'd like a more in-depth reading, I do in-depth readings around the energy of the full moon and also the new moon on my Instagram, if you want to follow me there for that. But as regards the energy, this was the card that I pulled. So this is the Sacred Fool card number 40. And the message for this was, because it's a full moon, and generally full moons illuminate things happening. And for this, I was really drawn to this figure here, because as you can see, she's kind of like a puppet master. And she is pulling the strings of the puppet. So it's all to do with sort of underhanded behavior, control, manipulation, malevolent intentions, just underhanded behavior, underhanded deeds. The message was that you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it, this happening, and what's more is you're gonna say it. You're gonna see it and you're gonna speak about it. You're gonna like point it out, type thing, which is what I felt the energy of this full moon in Scorpio was all about. Seeing the people who have those ulterior motives, who are kind of operating from a shady place. It's not coming from the heart. It's not about love. It's not about having other people's best interests. It's just about control. It's about manipulation. It's underhanded games, psychological sort of stuff. And around this time, you're going to be able to see it. You're going to be able to see it because of where you are out right now. The veils have been lifted from your third eye. You're tuned into your psychic senses. You're tuned into your internal guidance system and your emotions, and they are going to alert you to this behavior. You'll see it and you'll say what you'll see. So this also pertains to you in your immediate relationships, but also on a worldwide stage. We're going to be seeing more people talk about what they're seeing in terms of behaviors in a worldwide stage, and people calling out these sorts of shady behaviors. So very interesting energy with that full moon in Scorpio. Okay, and the next astrological event to note is the Pleiadian gateway. So this is when the Pleiadian star system is closest to Earth, and this is between the 16th and the 24th of May this year. Excuse me. So the card I pulled for this was this one, and it's card number 5, follow your own rhythm. And I thought this was funny considering it is May, and May is number 5, and this card was number 5, so it's a double 5. And the message I got in with this one was that it was all about change. So whatever energy is going to come in with this gateway is going to bring in change for you. So what that looks like, I'm not quite sure what that will mean for you. I do know that I will be doing some sort of channeling, some sort of transmission around that time. I will probably get more information then about what this change is exactly, so do stay tuned for that. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you are interested in that one. Okay, thank you very much, Spirit. And then another thing to note was Saturn is going into Aries on the 24th of May, so just coming in at the tail end of the Pleiadian gateway there. And the card I pulled for this one was What is Already With You, card number 17. Love the imagery here for this one. And the message I heard for this is, well, Saturn is known as the Lord of Karma. And if you are going through your Saturn retrograde in your chart, things can get really intense, because it's usually a time of clearing karma. And for Saturn going into Aries, the message was that if you have been asking to clear your karma, if you've been going on that sort of journey of becoming aware of your vibration and what is exactly in your vibration, and looking to clear your karma and end karmic cycles and contracts and all those sorts of things, the message here was that Spirit has it in hand for you. So it's going to happen. It's just going to unfold pretty much. That Spirit is going to take you on this journey where you'll be put in different situations. Maybe you'll talk to some people, maybe you'll go to a meditation, maybe you'll go to a retreat or whatever. You'll just find yourself in the right place at the right time for whatever the circumstances is to unfold, in order to bring your attention and awareness to what that is within you, so you can clear it and heal it. And you're going to get there. You're going to get to that place where you can clear your karma, end those karmic contracts, and break those karmic cycles. So that's a huge message. But to know that Spirit has your back and Spirit has it in hand. Okay. And last but not least was the new moon in Gemini. So this is on the 26th, 27th of May. And the card I pulled for this one is Against the Grain, card number 4, which is actually one of my favorite cards. So this is the card, the kind of rebel card. So the energy of this new moon is all about going against the grain. So sometimes this can be about following your heart, following your internal guidance system, honoring yourself and your emotions, and what your intuition tells you might be different to what everyone else is saying, what the social media is saying, what culture is saying, what your family members, friends are saying, what the world kind of tells you you need to do in a certain circumstance, but your internal guidance system is telling you to do different. And it's about following that, following your instincts, your intuition, your internal guidance system, which can be really tough to kind of go against what everybody else is saying, but to put that trust and belief in yourself and honor that and go with that. So it feels like the energy of this new moon at the end of May is going to be all about that, just moving and taking action in ways that are in alignment with yourself. But it's just going to go other people are going to go this way and you're going to go the other way. That's kind of what it feels like. So really interesting energy for that new moon as well. Okay. So that was a lot coming in there for the different astrological events. It's very interesting energy. So now I'm just going to tune in and see if there are other messages about this energy for the month of May 2025. If there's anything, energetic themes that Spirit wants us to know, wants us to be aware of, just going to check in and see what there is. Okay, so I'm feeling at the very back of myself, like at my lower back. It's almost like a pain or an ache. I'm just being drawn to that area, and that area for me is usually all about support or feeling unsupported type thing. But the message I heard was support. Supportive energy, supportive people, energy and spirit that's going to come in to support you to be who you really are, to be your true self. So whatever it is that you need for the month of May, in order to be your true self, it feels like that energy is going to come in for you. So I don't know if this is like for your business, where you are in your business, you're embodying more of who it is you really are. You may be showing people who it is that you really are, and in order to continue on your business, you just need some support from someone. If it's a guide, if it's a mentor, if it is a friend, you just need them to be there cheering you on in the background, or liking all your posts, sharing your posts, just creating some sort of buzz for you, maybe being your cheerleader, this sort of thing. It might be something that you might need just to give yourself that little bit of a push to keep going, that supportive energy from them. It might look completely different for you. It just depends on you and your unique circumstances. But whatever that might be, it does feel like that energy of support is coming in for you for the month of May. I'm also hearing to not forget that it can also include animals. So you might be acquiring a new pet, and also plants I'm hearing as well, or a new plant. And these energies are going to be really supportive for you in order to give you that strength, that courage to step into who it is you really are at a level that you haven't been able to do before. Yeah, it just feels really lovely, actually, really, really lovely. And it's almost like I can feel oh, there's also like ancestral energy I'm hearing, people in spirit. It might have been loved ones who've passed over as well coming in. So it just feels like there's other people standing behind you with their hands on your shoulders as a show of support, to help you really embody and stand in who it is you really are, that energy of who it is you really are, and to show everybody who it is that you really are as well, to give you that strength and courage and support that you need during this month in order to be able to do that. Beautiful. Okay, thank you very much. What else do we need to know about the energy for the month of May? Okay, so I'm feeling just energy around my head, like in the mental body, and I'm hearing the words like psychological mind games, psychological trickery, these sorts of things to bring your attention to bring your awareness to be aware that there's that sort of energy that's floating about on the earth, in the universe, in the cosmos right now. Psychological mind games and trickery trickery I'm hearing in the media, specifically, to keep an eye out for that, to tune into your internal guidance system, your emotions, your intuition. If you're looking at something on the news, let's say, or if you're looking at newspapers or any sort of articles that are coming out from the mainstream media, to be very much connected and tuned into yourself, to see if what they are saying is true or not, to use your discernment, because your internal guidance system is there's going to be alarm bells going off if it's not. You're just going to get that feeling like, oh, this doesn't feel like the truth to me. It doesn't ring true for me. There's just this weird feeling. I'm feeling this energy of deception, and some sort of just mind games and psychological warfare. It almost feels like trickery, where they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes, or they're just playing these sorts of games, to just be on the lookout for that, to have your guard up pretty much, so that you don't fall victim to any of these sorts of energies, and also to ask your spirit guides, your healing team of lights, to help you, to support you, to see this, to see any of these sorts of energies, so you don't fall into this trap And you can also ask them for protection as well, so that you're protected, your mental body is protected from maybe any sorts of energies that might look to infiltrate your mental energy and sort of play mind games with you. So those two important things to know, and to always ask your healing team if you need help and support in becoming aware or protection for yourself as well. Thank you. Oh, and they're just mentioning as well, if you're uncertain. If you're uncertain and you're kind of like, oh, I'm reading this article or I'm looking at this TV show and I'm not quite sure, maybe you're doubting yourself a bit and you're like, oh, I think something is off, but I'm not quite sure, I'm uncertain, to ask Spirit to show you the truth. And that's also a really nice one, to be like, Spirit, I'm not too sure. I don't really trust what I'm picking up, but I do sort of trust, but I'm not sure. So could you please show me the truth of this situation, show me the truth of this person, whatever the situation is, and then see what happens and what unfolds, because Spirit will show the truth to you if you have asked and if you're feeling uncertain. So yeah, another really good thing just to note as well, that you can always ask Spirit to help you out if you're uncertain with identifying any of these sort of shady energies. Okay, what else? Okay, that's really interesting, because I'm kind of I was moving around there because my leg has literally gone numb. I have lost feeling in my leg, in my right leg specifically, and that's the next message, is around you might be feeling numb. I'm also hearing the words desensitized. So in particular, if you've been seeing some sort of, right now, like the really atrocious images and videos that have been coming out from wars right now in the media, there is an element of these pictures being shown to you to desensitize you to the trauma, to the war, to the horrific things that are happening. For others of you, it is very overwhelming, like you're getting to that point where you're seeing these images and it's causing so much inner turbulence. It's traumatic for you to see these images, so much so that you've shut down a bit, you've gone a bit numb, because you've just reached your limit, and in order to protect yourself, your body has said, like, okay, that's it, we're just gonna have to shut the system down because it's just too much. It's just too much trauma, and to protect yourself, instead of feeling everything, you're gonna numb out and not feel anything at all. So this is something that's coming in for May to be aware of. There's two of those scenarios there, where you might be feeling desensitized to those images, or you just might go the other way entirely and just be so traumatic that you've absolutely just numbed out entirely because of everything that you've been seeing. To be aware of that, and if that is you, to check in with yourself, to see what it is that you need. So for some of you, it might be literally taking a step back and not looking at these images until you have honored and acknowledged those emotions within yourself and what's going on within you. It'll depend, but this is a call to tune into yourself and ask yourself for inner guidance on what is the best thing for you to do right now in relation to this. If you're feeling desensitized, or if you're feeling numb, if you're overwhelmed, if you're traumatized, whatever the case may be. And to ask your healing team of light for healing as well, if that is what you need, or you may even find that the answer is to seek healing, if that is a doctor, an energy healer, aromatherapy, sound healing, whatever the case may be, whatever you kind of feeling drawn to, you might need extra support in order to work through whatever it is that's coming up for you. Because it's very triggering right now, seeing all these images coming out and the videos and the footage and everything, and it's bringing up all deep wounds as well. And for some of you, it's like you're reliving other things through this. Maybe it's old traumas that are being reactivated from witnessing these sorts of images, videos, whatever the case may be. So it just seems like you need a lot of TLC and support for whatever it is that's coming up for you to work through and heal. So also hearing it's a big piece of work for quite a lot of you, I'm hearing. So might come up a lot in May, might come up to the fore in May, like it might just come to a head, as in maybe you see something else and it's just like the straw that broke the camel's back type thing, and either you go numb, you desensitize, or the floodgates open and you're like, oh my goodness, I've just opened up Pandora's box and I'm gonna have to have a look at what's here to heal it. But it feels like it won't just be for May, it'll probably extend after May as well, because it's quite deep and intense work here that we're looking at. But to reach out to someone for support around this, or even to just talk about it as well. Because talking about this sort of thing as well, just getting it off your chest and talking to someone that you can trust about this is a healing in and of itself. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Any other messages for the month of May? Okay, so I am also hearing that you might encounter some emotional turbulence, and I was just asking, in relation to what, and I heard change, because I had said, May is a 5 month, which is about change, and coincidentally there were 5 astrological events that I was told to highlight, so quite a significant amount of change, and change can bring up a lot of different feelings for different people, so it just depends on you and your past and what you've been through, but generally it can cause a little bit of emotional turbulence, so to be aware of that. That fears might come up around, a fear of change, what this change looks like. There might be a fear of the unknown, a fear of uncertainty, because you might be stepping out of old energy into new energy, and you're not sure what this new energy is going to entail, what this new energy is going to ask you for, what this new energy is going to look like for you, because you might have to show up differently than you have done before, and that can bring up a whole host of things for you. And in relation to like being your true self, let's say, there might be parts of yourself that you have held back in order to protect yourself, but this new energy might say, okay, well, it's time to embrace those parts of you now and to show them all to the world. But again, You might have your reservations, you might have some things that might come up for you to work through in relation to this. It's just this sorts of energy where there might be a little bit of, or indeed a lot of, emotional turbulence with this change, whatever this change is going to look like for you. That's going to bring up these emotions for you to work through and acknowledge. And in saying that as well, if you're moving from old energy to new energy, you kind of can sometimes feel anxious as well, because you're going into somewhere where you haven't known before. It's sort of like a restless feeling as well. This often happens for me, that your whole system can kind of feel this sort of way, a bit like agitated or uncertain, unsure. It's kind of hard to put your finger on it, but this is all these sorts of feelings that can come up when the change energy is at play. And to be aware of it and to check in with yourself and see what it is you're feeling, if there's some fears for you to work through, if it's a matter of, bringing through the energy, or if there's some resistance coming up for you because you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know what this change is going to entail, so I'm just going to block the energy, and that might cause some discomfort within your energy fields because the energy just can't flow through you freely like it has been able to before. To just be aware, but like I said, to check in and see what's going on, to acknowledge those feelings, and to just work through them as this change energy comes in and you're making this transition to whatever this old place was into this new place and this new energy. And to be gentle with yourself, to look after yourself, and if you need support, again, to ask spirit, or to ask someone around you, your trusted person, and to maybe just have a wee chat with them and talk to them about your feelings, your fears, or whatever it is that might be coming up for you as you embrace this change energy. Ooh, okay, it's a big one, it's a big change. So I'm also hearing death and rebirth energy. So this could also be connected into this change because the death and rebirth is quite significant energy and can bring in a change, because maybe an old aspect of yourself is dying and you're going to be reborn into a new version of you, one that you haven't been in before, or maybe not for a very long time, depending on what has happened to you. But it does feel like there is going to be some death and rebirth, which is a transformation. So it's endings and new beginnings and the change energy. So there's a lot going on energetically. What this death and rebirth is going to look like is going to be different for everyone. I am also hearing that it mightn't just be an energetic death, that you might get news of someone passing to the light. This might be someone close to you, it might be someone kind of in your immediate circle or further afield, or even on the world stage. There might be a lot of transitions of people dying and passing over to the light right now. It does feel like that sort of energy with that change, where they're literally changing from being here on earth to being in a different realm, a different energetic stage. So that is definitely coming in as well, that it's not just an energetic thing, but it can also be physical. But it's not you, but it might be words, or getting news of someone passing over. To be aware of that, and to also be aware of grief and the grieving process that you might go through as a result. This can also be a death and a rebirth in and of itself, depending on who it is that's passed over, I'm hearing. And this can also be linked into the change energy as well. So it is quite difficult energy, it's quite heavy energy I'm feeling at the minute. And again, if you find yourself in this sort of scenario, to reach out for help, for support, to ask spirit, to ask the angels, whoever it is that you like to work with, to help you move through this energy, whatever it is, and the grieving process, and even to send help, prayers up for the loved ones that are going to be affected for this as well. I'm hearing. Thank you. For some reason, they're asking me to highlight my video, so it isn't even out yet. I'm going to be doing it this week. It is a channeling of tortoise energy, and the information I got today was about tortoise being key holders who open the door to grief, the grief of transitions. So I'm being highlighted to mention this video for you, that this might be something you might need to watch or listen to if you're going through a transition, that you maybe need to sink deeply into grief for whatever reason, or you just want to give yourself that time, that space to process grief that might be coming up, that this video might call to you. So that will be up in my YouTube channel this week. It'll probably be out after this video, but just to keep an eye out for it, if this resonates, this channeling with tortoise for the grief that you might go through in relation to transitions. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm also hearing, so yeah, for some of you, for a lot of you, this month could be quite heavy. It could be quite a heavy month. And I heard the words sunshine and rainbows as a sort of like signs of glimmers of hope, depending on whatever it is that you are going through. If it's transformation, if you're on a healing journey, if you are grieving, if you're going through transition, whatever the case may be for you in your particular circumstances, dark night of the soul, like I had mentioned, to look out for those signs, to look out for those glimmers of hope. It could be sunshine, it could be rainbows. You could have a particular sign, you know, that you have said to spirit, will you show me a white dove? Let's say, will you show me a white dove whenever I'm feeling just really down in the dumps, whenever I've lost hope, whenever I just can't see the light? Will you show me a white dove, just so that I know that you're there, so that I know it's going to get better, so that I know that this is my symbol of hope. So whenever I see that, I feel hope and I feel reassured. Whatever the case may be, you could specifically say to spirit, this is what I want to see, so please show it to me whenever I need that little bit of a boost, that little bit of pick me up, whenever I need to see that glimmer of hope. So yeah, you can specifically ask for something, but this is a call to be on the lookout for those signs from spirit, because they are trying to show you that there is hope. There is still hope, depending on whatever it is that you are going through. Even though sometimes it might feel like there is no hope, you can't feel hope, you can't see hope. It just feels very bleak. But spirit just wants you to remind you that there is hope, and there will always be hope. And to look out for those signs to remind you of this, that no matter what sort of dark situation you find yourself in, or will find yourself in, that there is hope, and to keep going. Thank you. Okay, so this is out of the ordinary, but I'm just being heard to just hold space um, for some healing to happen for you if you're watching this video right now. So this is going to be unique for you and where you're at, but I'm being guided to say that if there's a specific intention that you have in mind, to say that now, either out loud or in your mind's eye. Excuse me, and the healing team of light around you, and also the energies that are holding space for me while I channel this video, are going to do a little bit of healing on you now, depending on your intention and what it is that you need. So that's going to happen for you right now, and it's just your opportunity to tune in with your psychic senses to see what you can sense as this energy comes in. So I'm seeing absolutely bright white light and also tinges of violet purple. It's coming in really strongly there in the crown and going down through your chakras. I'm feeling it very much at the lower back and at the back as well, to just be aware of that. It is in the feet as well, and it's quite strong, so strong I'm struggling to swallow. Feeling it strongly around the back of the heart as well. It is angelic energy. It's healing, it's support, and protection as well, I'm hearing. So purple, indicative of Archangel Zadkiel. I'm hearing Archangel Jophiel, Jophil. My I'm finding it difficult to communicate today. My words are escaping or failing me even. Jophiel, I think is how you say it. Yep. That Archangel also. Archangel Metatron. Made an absolute dog's dinner of what I was trying to say there, but I hope you got what I was trying to say. Jophiel. And also Shekinah, which is the Holy Spirit, that absolutely bright white light. And mentioning the doves earlier as well, coming in with Shekinah. Okay, I'm also seeing, for some of you, there was a cloak being placed around your shoulders there. You saw like a deep purple. I'm also hearing maroon color going around your shoulders for protection, for guidance, and or to enable you to see the light. Or for respite is what I'm hearing as well. So it might be one or all of them. So for some of you, I'm seeing the crown. Others of you, I'm seeing like you're being anointed. I'm hearing it's in relation to this change, whatever this transition it is that you're going through. Transition or transformation, healing journey, ascension. death and rebirth, grief, whatever it might be. Dark night of the soul. And if there's something that you'd like to get off your chest, if there's something you'd like to say or even ask the angels, feel free to do so. And I'll just hold space for you to do that. Just hearing the words, "It's not over until it's over." So that can mean a bunch of things. Take it if it resonates. So some work being done at the back of your head there, the Ulta Major Chakra, just here, like at the back of the crown. You might be feeling that or be aware of it. Also some tinkering happening around the throat chakra. And also to do with your communication, which makes sense because I could hardly get the words out there a few minutes ago. And around the third eye as well, I'm feeling. So again, this is going to be unique to you, whatever is happening. And you can ask the angels, what's this for? What's this about? I'm hearing it's to help you to transition change. It's help you to... It's help and support for you during this... to transition. During this change energy. In whatever way that looks like for you. Ooh, okay. Okay, so they're just winding down, finishing up that healing, that support, that protection. I'm also seeing a message about a turtle. So as an animal omen, as a message from the universe, to sit with it and see if that resonates, and to ask, what is this message? What's the message that turtle is bringing me? or to look it up and take the spiritual meaning that resonates. I'm also hearing for some of you, spirit animal, specifically a turtle, might make itself known to you because it is one of your spirit guides. A power animal that would be useful for you to work with at this time. That energy is also coming in. Turtle. You might even see a lot of turtle sort of imagery come up. Turtles might be your animal that you really like. I don't know. There's a couple of different scenarios here to just take what resonates in relation to turtle. Thank you. Yes, I'm just looking back. I actually did watch a video of little baby turtles emerging from the sand today. As luck would have it, so I need to sit with that one myself and see what the message is. Okay, so anything else that we need to know for the month of May? And I'm just hearing, no matter what happens during this month, that you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Okay, was just checking in to see if there was anything else there. It seems like that's it. So a lot going on for this month of May, astrologically, energetically, and a surprise healing there coming in as well, just for a little bit of support for you. Whatever does happen, whatever does happen, it's like just want to wish you well and hope that you have the support and whatever it is that you need during this month, and to remind you to check in with yourself, your internal guidance system, your heart, your higher self, your intuition, to let that be your guide, and to ask Spirit for the support that you might need on this journey. I hope this message resonates. It's a bit of a tough one. The energies seem to be quite heavy. Do let me know what you think of this channeling. I hope you got whatever it is that you need out of what I've said in this video, and also during that little bit of a healing that we did as well. And I wish you the very best for this month of May. Thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.